so much for joining us at this luncheon today. I'm going to turn it over to Missy, who's going to get us started with a few words.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. For those of you who don't know us, we're Amy and Missy, Susie's middle kids. We're the middle kids that are representing the Fab Four today, and which is a tall order, and we just hope we do Patrick and Kate proud in justice today. So we just have to start by saying thank you to all of you. Words can't express how grateful we are for the incredible support that this community has given our mom and our family over the last couple of years. You showered her with a million flowers, the most delicious meals, sweets, rides, errands run, places for her kids to stay, thoughtful cards, and a trillion calls, texts, and special moments. From our friends at Vanderbilt to the many others who walked this path with us, we're grateful not just for the practical gifts, but for the fact that our mother, no doubt, she knew how much she was loved in this last chapter of her life. And to those who traveled so far to be here today, we cannot thank you enough. We are blessed beyond measure, and really, from the bottom of our hearts, we truly appreciate you. This is hard for all of us. We lost someone who made every space you walked into warmer, and whom we all love dearly. That ache won't lessen soon, but we know Mom wouldn't want us to stay sad for too long. So we're going to talk about her the way she lived, with a full heart, full of life, and often a laugh that was never too far behind. Here's the thing about our mom. She had this rare gift of making you feel like you were the only person in the room. There was no such thing as a quick trip to the market when Susie was around. She'd, of course, run into an old friend or perhaps just make a new friend while she's standing in the deli aisle. And there went 20 or 30 minutes of our life, which we know we'll never get that time back. But somewhat annoying as her child, but that was Susie. She'd look you right in the eye, stop whatever she was doing, and really listen. Her joy was contagious. You just couldn't help but smile. And she really remembered every detail. She'd tell us about the person she met that day, what they were celebrating, or perhaps what they were struggling with. And then she'd pray for each and every one of them. Our mom grew up in Lenox, Massachusetts with her four sisters, Donna, Mary Beth, Char, and Terry. Her lifelong best friends and constant support system, a bond that truly defined her. As a teenager, I'm told Mom spent so much time on the phone that of course she became friends with the telephone operators who would just jump into her calls and share their opinions on what Mom was talking about that day. So of course they did though, because that was Susie. And even the switchboard operators couldn't resist Susie. And it never stopped. Dad loves to tell the story of a business dinner in Roanoke where he had to impress a very big deal from GE. He introduced my mom, and wouldn't you know it, the big cheese spent the entire evening talking with Susie. Thanked my dad for a wonderful evening, and truly, best dinner party that guy ever had. But she didn't just talk. We definitely can't forget about Mom's dance moves. She won all the sock hops in high school and danced with all her heart. Weddings, parties, in the kitchen, twist competitions with Uncle Peter, senior all-night parties with Kate and the Mercy Girls, you name it. Mom was on that dance floor. Some say we picked up our moves from her, but Dad always said she could have been a Rockette. With that smile and those powerful dance kicks, If only she'd add those extra few inches that she needed in height. And her favorite dance partner for 55 years was our dad. Mom loved him, not just as a husband and wife, but as best friends and true partners. Their love lived in the big moments and in the countless ordinary ones they chose to spend together. One of the most touching stories came during COVID when Mom broke her femur and had to spend time in a rehab facility where Dad couldn't be by her side. But visiting hours, they didn't mean anything to my dad. That didn't stop him from showing up every single day. He'd come and sit outside the window of her room, sometimes, even dressed in costume, and they'd talk on the phone so they could see and hear each other. They'd talk, they'd laugh and share those little moments through that glass in the window. Even then, they found happiness in the simplest things. That was their love, showing up, finding a way, making the best of whatever life put in front of them.
Okay, now let's talk about how Queen Susie dubbed Father, or Queen Susie, Queen of the Hazes, I should say. Thank you, Father Gary. Let's talk about how Mom raised us 4 barbarians, Caitlin, Patrick, Missy, and I. Mom poured so much of herself into each one of us. She drove us from one practice to the next, and let me tell you, there were a lot of practice. Hosted meals for our teams, baked cookies for fundraisers. She threw us amazing birthday parties, some of the best. And she filled our homes with the smell of her spaghetti sauce, Nana sauce, and chicken chunks, which is an all-time Hayes family favorite. And no matter how busy life got, Mom insisted all 6 of us sit down together for dinner. That time around the table mattered to her. A chance to slow down, connect, laugh, and simply be a family. She never stopped finding ways to show it, whether it was cards in the mail just because she was thinking of us, or a phone call on every birthday. And now we know how much we'd give to hear her sing again. The memories we hold closest are the simplest ones. Jeopardy every single night, and she was very judgy about those participants too. Don't let it fool you. She saved the episodes so she never missed one. Her bear hugs. And when our kids were born, she sat beside my siblings through those exhausting days. And she was the first person that wanted every detail when I met my bonus children, showing us what unconditional support actually looks like as another munchie gets welcomed into the Hayes family. Oh, the munchies. Her 10 grandchildren lit her up the very most. She delighted in tracking every activity and achievement, and she knew them all, every single one. She worried plenty of worries for them, and she was an expert worrier, so that's a lot of worries. But she did it to lighten the load of their parents. The munchies were treated to every kind of Nana treat you could imagine: home-cooked meals, days at the cottage, cards, exciting visits, and most of all, long chats or phone calls on a comfy chair where they could be basked in Nana's love and joy. Mom's friendships were one of her greatest joy, and thank you to all of those friends that are in this room today, and the love to those who couldn't be with us. She loved her friends deeply: bridge and mahjong, shared dinners, birthdays, and of course a glass of wine and lots of conversation. Kath even tells a story of the 2 of them getting so caught up chatting in the car that they got lost. They didn't even know where they were, but somehow that was part of the fun. And for friends further away, the miles never got in the way. Mom loved the day-to-day of it, the little details, the latest gossip from the Berkshires. Yes, Linda Syriac, I'm looking at you. Making sure she knew what was happening in the lives of the people she loved. She had people who loved her, people who laughed with her, and stood beside her through all life seasons. But my mom's heart reached past her own circle too. She taught us that those who are fortunate, and we are, should find ways to give back. She showed us by example, teaching CCD, hospice work, soup lines, the women's shelters, baby basics, Providence House, and meals cooked for funerals. That wasn't a hobby. That was her faith made visible. She never said no to requests for help, and she never needed credit for any of it. Here's what we've come to understand this week. Our mom isn't gone, she's just woven into us. She lives in the scent of clean laundry, in the way we'll take a sip of birdie juice on the golf course, and may I wish you many birdie juices. Yeah, and the fact that it takes 3 hugs in 20 minutes to say goodbye. She lives in the phrases that slip out of our mouth that sound like her, like, Ned, Ned. She's there every time we can't show up empty-handed, and every time we make far too much food because no one ever goes hungry on our watch. She's there when we tell the same story twice, or maybe 3 times, when we care for someone who's sick, when we make a stranger feel seen. The love she poured into us is the love we now pour into others. That's the part of her that doesn't end. And even at the very end, when the illness was at its worst, when she had every reason to talk about herself, she'd answer the phone and ask you, how are you? She wanted to make sure you were okay. That was who she was, right up to the end. Susie sparkled. She sparkled literally to the day she died, and that sparkle was a gift to all of us. The best way that we can honor her is for every one of us she touched to share Susie's little sparkle. Share it with a friend, or with a friend you've yet to meet, with a sibling, a neighbor, a child, or the person you meet in the produce aisle. So here's what we know Mom would say to us today. Don't stay sad too long. Go on and laugh. Look someone in the eye. Dance as if no one was watching, and be the best part of someone's day. We love you, Mom. Thank you for being perfectly you, the anchor we always relied on. You are forever woven into who we are, and that's a love that will never unravel. So with that, please raise your little Susie, or whatever drink you have in front of you, to Susie.